Hi, and welcome to day 2 of your 10-day transformation. Are you ready to dig in? Yesterday, I asked you to write down 5 things you'd like to change in your life this year. I hope you have that list in front of you because I'm going to be asking you to use it today. We'll get to that in a moment, but first, what would you say is the number one thing that's holding you back from achieving more success in your life or your career? Your boss? Your wife or your husband? Your kids? Your lack of money or lack of education? People judging you on the basis of your gender, your race, or your religion? If your answer is the same or similar to any of the above, I humbly suggest that you've got it wrong. The number one thing holding you back is you. Now, I don't mean to sound harsh or judgmental, but it's true for all of us. Almost 100% of the time, we are our own biggest obstacle. But when you learn how to get out of your own way, the path to success will become so much clearer to you. The good news is, since you are the biggest obstacle, that means you have 100% total control over the situation, and you have the power to change it. In fact, you are the only one who can. So how do you do that? Simple. To create the life you want, you are going to have to accept 100% responsibility for everything that happens to you. That means giving up all your excuses, all your victim stories, and all the reasons why you can't and why you haven't up until now, and all your blaming of outside circumstances. It's not your boss's fault. It's not the economy's fault. It's not your spouse's or your kids' fault. It's not because you don't have the time or the money to make it happen. You have to eliminate such thoughts from your mind forever. And once you do, you will be astonished at how quickly you'll start to see real transformation take place. For example, take Forrest Willett. His story is in the foreword of the excerpt of the Success Principles. He was in a brutal car crash that left him with a devastating head injury. He couldn't walk, he couldn't read, he couldn't even talk properly, and his doctors told him that he'd probably never regain those abilities. That left him in a dark depression that lasted for months. But after hearing me speak about the Success Principles on a local television show, he realized he had to take responsibility for his own recovery. And he had to take responsibility for the damage his negative attitude had wreaked on his relationships with his friends and his family. Now, once he gave up his excuses and his poor me attitude, he was able to fully commit to his recovery process, and he ended up proving the doctors wrong by making a full recovery. But not only that, he was able to turn his negatives into a huge positive and is now a published author and in-demand motivational speaker. All because he stopped blaming other people and events for his circumstances and decided to take 100% responsibility for his life. I want you to list the top 5 things you want to change about your life in the next 6 to 12 months, and then write down all the excuses that have prevented you from changing each of these 5 things. And then, once you've identified your excuses, I want you to transform them into action by brainstorming a list of action steps that you can take to resolve the situation and create the reality you want. This could be the most important step you ever take. I can't overstate the importance of this activity, because by learning how to take 100% responsibility for your life, you give yourself the power to change it. The ability to create the ideal life that you want is entirely within your grasp. And I look forward to helping you reach it. Well, that's it for now, and I'll see you again tomorrow.